Hello and welcome to another week of the weekly support and clarity from Spirit for you. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've had a great week and been having lots of fun. So so we're doing this from the, I think it's the 28th, Monday the 28th of August through till Sunday the 3rd of September. So how I work is I call in my guides, all those in spirit who love me, and ask them to give you what you need for the upcoming week and any other practices or exercises that might come up with it. Okay, so just give me a sec. I'll just tune in, seal off, and we'll see what's coming up for the week. All right. Have you ever really thought about what you really wanted? And it is like a bit of a goal thing, but it's more about what really do you enjoy? What are the things that you really can't wait to do? What are the things that put a smile on your face? What are the things that you'd like to accomplish that possibly you haven't done that, playing music or doing some art or going on a holiday or going rock climbing or whatever the case may be, anything. What are the things that you'd really like to do as well? And actually start to write these things down. A lot of people, me included, they're poking me saying, yeah, you do this as well. You have great lists in your head, that sometimes those lists don't actually filter on to actually doing things or taking, take action on them. And having a list in your head is one thing, but actually writing it down and actually seeing it is completely different. And they're saying some of the reason for this is the energy that occurs when you take it from a thought, from a thought into an action and actually writing it down, and then actually looking at it and really asking yourself, okay, is this something that I do really want? Is this something that is really important to me? Is this something that I want to do often or not so often? Or is this something I want to work towards? And you can start to judge where this is, how to do it, how to get there, or if it just doesn't qualify as well. And what I mean doesn't qualify, like you're not really that interested in it. Because if you can get clear about what you're really wanting, and you can, sort of check in with yourself, and they're telling me, write this down on a daily, the things that you do want to accomplish. This is going to start creating, this is interesting, it's starting to create more of an energetic coherence within your body. It'll start to create a channel towards bringing whatever that is into your life. And it'll actually start to create a new subconscious neural pathway in your brain, but also a subconscious link to the thing that you want to actually do. Really cool. And this is going to just very naturally help this to open up and help you to actually create this in your life. But it all starts with you getting really clear and actually writing it down and seeing it in front of you. So try it out. They're saying if you try this out for 3 months about things that you just want to achieve that aren't massive big things, and you do it and you're writing it down every day, you'll most likely, they're saying 9 out of 10 things will be accomplished within that 3 months, if they're not over massive things. They're reasonably attainable from where you are now. Okay, so we'll get on with the weekly reading. So Monday, what's Monday about? It's interesting because I can feel quite a lot of grief actually straight away. It just kind of hit me. and there's grief about what's going on at the moment. There's grief around yourself, there's grief around really like things that haven't happened as well. Just had to get my trusty spray. Just my hand's got a bit congested then. I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, just grief around things. And it's like, it's that grief that kind of traps you in there and, sort of holds you back from creating more choices, more freedom, more coherence within yourself, and really, it stops you being lifted up or lifting yourself up. And so have a bit of a think about that. Is there any areas in your life at the moment that there is a spot of grief? And instead of, getting disappointed about the fact they're there, really allow yourself to move into this, okay? So what I mean by that is really allow yourself to see it, allow yourself to feel it, and allow yourself to really, sort of step into it. But it's stepping into it in a way in which you're not attaching yourself to an outcome or what it is. It's about really allowing you to recognize what it's actually about. When you do this, you will be able to find some sort of understanding, possibly some meaning through this. But until you really allow yourself to step into this, it's not going to really shift from your system in a major way. You can do this other ways, but yeah, try it out, because you can do this about any emotion, actually. Now, getting on to my spray, good spray. I use it with my hands all the time, and sometimes I just spray it around the room. It's a cleansing spray. It really helps when there's energetic congestion around the place, or when I'm doing energy work, my hands get a bit congested. So it's got about this much vodka in the bottom. Yes, I did say vodka. This much vodka, about 10-15 drops of tea tree oil, 10-15 drops of lavender oil, and the rest of it is spring water. So you can just spray this around the house, use it on your hands when you're doing energy work. When you're feeling a bit congested or stressed, you can spray it down yourself as well. Really, really good tool to have. So getting back into the weekly reading, did a bit of a beeline there for a minute. Okay, so I'm just because that was about Monday, but when I'm tuning into the Monday, it actually, they're saying this could go on for quite a while. So instead of going through the rest of the days of the week, I'm just going to do a bit of a flow that I can see through the week as well. So they're talking about acceptance as well, and this is about acceptance, really about what you want as well, instead of, when that comes up, I can feel quite a few people go, oh, I've got to accept, that this isn't happening, or this isn't working for me, or, accept this situation. Well, no, you don't actually have to. You're not 100% in that way. You can actually accept that you actually want something different. And it's really about accepting and being clear about the fact you want something different, and then really asking yourself, if I can just pick one thing in which I can, I feel like, or I think, or even on a really practical level, it's going to help me to get into that and to start working in that direction, or bringing that closer to me, or whatever the case, I'm going to do that. And it's that thing about, a bit like the list at the start, it's about doing just one thing at a time, and trying not to do too much. And getting back to the grief subject, that's sometimes how grief can come about, because you're trying, you're trying to do something, you're trying to accomplish something, you're really overloading yourself with a lot of stimulation and energy, and then you get quite despondent if it doesn't happen, or it's taking too long, and then that can actually go into a grief and loss process, because it's like, why isn't this happening, or what's going on, why aren't things working out for me in that way? But it's also about sort of finding out the things that you can do, taking note of that, and really being congratulating yourself about the steps and being clear about those steps as well. Yeah, just on the grief subject as well, they're saying that, you know, part of some of the reason why this comes up, and it does go into acceptance, is because sometimes you've got a really specific view about what you want to happen. Now, when you've got a really specific view about what you want to happen or how it's going to go, doesn't really give you much room. So you're not being accepting about possibly having something different, possibly having something better, about possibly, you know, things working in a different way. And this can really constrict you and restrict you, and it can create a bit of grief and loss around that, about a particular thing or subject or why it didn't happen. So I actually think we're up to the end of the week. I think that's about it. That was a very different weekly reading. Drop me a line, drop me a few comments. What did you think of that? That was quite strange. As you know, I actually don't know what I'm going to say or what's going to come up for the week. So when things like this come up that are quite different, it surprises me as much as anybody. But let me know, what did you think? How did that resonate with you? And what did you get out of it? I'd really love to hear that. Okay, have a beautiful week. I'll see you next week. Enjoy. Big love.